Have you noticed how everything just seems to cost more lately? Groceries, insurance, property taxes, traveling. It feels like the price of retirement just keeps going up, up, up. And for people who spent decades saving and planning, that can feel frustrating and discouraging. You thought you did everything right, but your money doesn't seem to go as far as you expected. And you're not alone. Even though inflation has cooled down, prices have not come back down. And interest rates, while they're stabilizing, have completely reshaped how Canadians should be planning for income, investing, and spending in their retirements. So today, I want to walk you through why this is happening, how it's affecting both current and soon-to-be retirees, and what you can do to keep your plan on track no matter what happens next. So let's start with inflation, because that's the root of what so many Canadians are feeling right now. Yes, the Bank of Canada says that inflation is back to 2.5%, something like that. But the reality is that things retirees and pre-retirees actually buy have gone up a lot more than that. Groceries are up roughly 20% since 2020. Property taxes and insurance premiums have climbed double digits since then. So even if you're still working and getting close to retirement, your future budget is already being affected. It now costs more to maintain the same lifestyle that you expected 5 years ago. And for those already retired, math is even tougher because CPP, OAS, and pensions, although they increase a little each year, it's not enough to offset 5 years of constant cost spikes that we've just experienced. That gap, the difference between what you expected and what you actually spend, is what slowly eats into portfolios just like yours. Now let's talk about interest rates, because they've been a blessing and a curse. So if you're saving for retirement right now, higher interest rates look great. You can finally get 4 or 5% on a GIC or high interest account, but we haven't seen that in over a decade. Higher rates also make life more expensive. Borrowing costs are up, property taxes, insurance costs are rising, and if you carry any form of debt, even short-term, it's taking a bite out of your cash flow. And if you own any stocks in your portfolio, rising interest rates are typically bad for the performance of stocks. So if you have a retirement portfolio that's invested, yeah, you might be getting a little bit more on your bonds and your GICs, but your stock portfolio typically doesn't do as well. Even for those already retired, higher rates have ripple effects. They've hit bond prices, they've made the housing market unpredictable, and they've shifted how balanced portfolios behave. So while short-term savers are finally earning more interest, the long-term investor must be careful. Inflation plus taxes can quickly turn a 5% GIC into almost zero real growth. That's why I call rates a double-edged sword. They reward caution, but they punish complacency. And this is where planning really matters. If you're not sure how these higher rates are affecting your portfolio, your income plan, or your withdrawal strategy, well, that's exactly what we do. And that's what we help clients understand. Go to speakToRob.com to book a no-obligation consultation. You can chat with me or anyone on my team, and we'll walk you through how your investments and cash flow hold up in today's interest rate environment. It's quick, it's personal, and it'll help you feel confident that your plan will handle whatever comes next. And here's where it all comes together: lifestyle inflation. So this one affects both groups. So for pre-retirees, your target budget is moving. And for retirees, your real-world spending is creeping up, whether you notice it or not. Let's say 5 years ago, you estimated $5,000 a month for your retirement lifestyle. Groceries, travel, insurance, utilities. In 2025, that same lifestyle could easily cost $6,200. That's 24% jump without changing a thing. So when clients tell me, Rob, I'm not living any differently, but I'm spending way more, I tell them, yeah, I know, I get you. That's inflation. And for those about to retire, that's exactly why we stress test budgets with higher cost assumptions now, not later. Because adjusting early, even a few years before you retire, can save a lot of stress once you're actually drawing down on that income. Let's look at what this actually means in real life. Imagine two Canadians, each with million-dollar portfolios and similar CPP and OAS benefits. Both plan to withdraw 4% per year, call it $40,000. One retired back in 2020, before inflation really took off. The other is retiring this year in 2025. The difference between them is striking. The person who retired in 2020 built their plan around stable prices and predictable costs. But the person retiring today is facing groceries that cost 20% more, travel that's 30% higher, and utilities and insurance that have climbed across the board. That same $40,000 withdrawal that once covered a comfortable lifestyle now falls short. To maintain the same standard of living, they probably need closer to $48,000 a year. And that extra draw puts more pressure on their investments. Over time, larger withdrawals will compound, eating away, right? You're not spending more. It's not luxury items. You're spending more just to keep up. And if that extra income pushes you into a higher tax bracket or reduces your OAS benefit, well, the math gets even tighter. So that's why it's so important to revisit your assumptions regularly. The cost of living shifts, markets evolve, and plans that made sense just 5 years ago might not fit the same reality of today. Having a plan that adjusts with you, one that builds in inflation and taxes and changing expenses, is what keeps your retirement sustainable for the long run. So now that we understand what's changed, higher prices, higher rates, shifting spending, let's talk about what you can actually do about it, all right? So let's get into the strategies. So here are 4 strategies that can help you keep your retirement plan strong no matter what happens next. Strategy 1, build an inflation-resistant portfolio. Make sure your portfolio can outpace rising costs. That usually means holding assets that grow faster than inflation. Things like stocks, dividend growers, certain real asset sectors such as infrastructure, utilities, private real estate. All of these assets are great for outpacing rising costs. And if you're close to retirement, review your allocation. You still need growth, but that has to be paired with the right level of risk for you. And if you're already retired, small adjustments can go a long way. The goal can't just be to take on more risk. We have to make sure that the risk you're taking is still working for you. Strategy 2, keep a spending buffer. Next, we're going to talk about building a short-term cushion, 1 or 2 years of either short-term investments or cash to cover upcoming expenses. For those about to retire, it helps bridge the transition from paycheck to portfolio income. For those already retired, it protects you when the markets dip or inflation spikes. You can draw from the buffer instead of selling investments at a bad time. It's simple, but it does remove a lot of stress. And trust me, I know this isn't possible for everyone to just build up 2 years worth of cash, but it's a strategy that if you're young enough and you're leading into retirement, it's a goal that you could add for yourself and your household. Try to build that spending buffer. Strategy 3, stay flexible with withdrawals. The third strategy is flexibility. We got to be flexible in life, right? Everyone knows that. And retirement income isn't different. It's not meant to be static. When inflation is high or markets are soft, consider scaling back slightly or timing your withdrawals a little differently. When markets rebound, perhaps increase them gradually. Even small adjustments, just a few percent either way, can dramatically extend the life of your portfolio, especially if it's done at the right time. Rigid withdrawal rules are what some retirees do to get in trouble. So the best plans often breathe with the market. Strategy 4, coordinate your income sources. Layer your income. Start with guaranteed sources like CPP, OAS, pensions. Those should cover your essentials. Then add, dividend income, interest, portfolio withdrawals. Maybe you have a corporation, real estate income, whatever else, and add that on top of your lifestyle spending. And if you coordinate those layers, it can help you control your taxes, protect benefits like OAS, and keep your income steady even when markets fluctuate. And that's the big takeaway. These strategies work best when they're part of a single coordinated plan. When your investments, your withdrawals, and your income streams are designed to move together, you don't have to react to every headline. Your plan already does for you. The bottom line is that you need to have someone thinking and doing this planning for you. This is complicated, all right? Withdrawals, tax rates, OAS, RSP withdrawals, this is the stuff that keeps people up at night, right? It's the stuff that we do. So here's the bottom line. Retirement planning has always been about balancing income, right? Your lifestyle, your risk. But in 2025, that balance has changed. Prices are higher, markets are volatile, the rules have shifted. The smartest thing you can do is to make sure that you have a real plan. One that reflects today's numbers, not yesterday's assumption. One that is flexible and can be adjusted over time. That's what you need. A proper plan builds in inflation, taxes, and changing expenses so you can focus on living your life, not reacting to the news that you're seeing on your phone. If you already have a plan, revisit it. Make sure it still fits. And if you haven't done it in a while, it's probably time. And if you don't have a plan, well, let's start there. Work with someone that you trust to build one that's tailored to you. And if you're not sure where to begin, go to speaktorob.com to connect with my team. Book a no obligation consultation. We'll be happy to look at your portfolio, your income, your tax situation, It's what we do, and we'd love to do it for you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And if you found value here in this video, give it a like. It helps more Canadians find this kind of content. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell so you're the first to know when I release new videos on tax planning, on CPP, old age security, or building a secure retirement. I'm Rob Tetrault. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.